You've deleted those. Okay. So this is kind of what we're looking at creating, something like a 3D rendered version of your advocate piece, okay, with the color and some shadows and stuff. They're really good to use in your final display or your artist rendering. Welcome back. You want to take this SVG and put it into Fusion 360 so that you can create a three-dimensional version, rendered version of your product for use in your summative tasks. I just want to show you something that needs to be done before you bring it in. It's going to save you up. So I'm going to take off all the fills. All right. Then I'm going to click on just the lines I want. I'm holding Shift as I click on them, and then I'm going to click on the selection tool, and I'm going to drag all those ones I want over off to the side of the artboard. Now that's leaving a lot of little artifacts. Do you see these little lines and dots? It's because when I've sketched and scanned, there were some, and then did the image trace, it left some little things all over the place. Now, normally that wouldn't be a problem, but when you bring this SVG into Inkscape, it's going to take a lot more computing power to take all of these artifacts that you don't need. You just want these lines right here, just the main lines. So let's just take a look at how we can get rid of them. Click on the direct select tool, and I'm just going to highlight all that mess. I'm going to try to. Okay, first I need to click the selection tool, and I need to ungroup, okay, because I grouped them. So I'm going to ungroup, and now I should be able to select them all. See, they're all selected. I hit delete, and I'm just going to try one more time just to make sure I got them all. Let's go. I'm going to Control A, cancel, Control A, cancel, Control A. I still have something over here, you can tell, because the I think it's this thing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to select that again, and I'm going to hit delete. I think I got them all now. Again, if you could use Control A and it just shows you this, you are good to go. I'm going to bring that center. Artifacts. Another thing you can do is simplify these paths, because there are a lot of jagged lines, and you get in close. They're not straight lines. This looks like a straight line, but as you get in close, you'll notice there's lots of jagged lines. So you can go up to Path, and you can just click on Simplify once, maybe twice, and it smooths all those jagged lines out. And I just spent the last 20 minutes waiting for Fusion 360 to do things that it should have done very quickly. And with the Simplify once, twice, when I bring it in to Fusion 360, it does it so much quicker. So watch this when I go on a new design, turn on my origins, insert SVG. I'm going to click on this bottom. I'm going to click on the little folder, and I'm going to open up my SVG. I'm going to scale it down a little bit more, and I'm going to move it kind of the middle. The computer took about 1.5 minutes to do that. So with the Simplify, it's a very simple SVG now. So you can click off the origins now. You can zoom in, and things like extruding from these shapes are becoming really easy. So I'm going to say 2 millimeters up. All right, so follow the rest of the tutorial. Thank you very much. Stop screen. Okay, so Fusion 360, I've extruded this 2 millimeters. Every time you extrude from a sketch in Fusion 360, it automatically turns the sketch off, so you can look at your extrusion. So I need to turn it back on. If you're looking at your browser and you see this, you should definitely expand on these so you can see the bodies that you have and the sketches you have. So I turned my sketch back on using the little eye icon. I have the base, and I have body 6, which actually are separate bodies because this one's not attached to anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the other parts, and I'm going to hold shift so I can select multiple pieces. If you have small, just pinch and zoom in so you can get to it. And then I'm going to extrude. All right. This time, I'm going to extrude 1 millimeter because this is the base that is not part of the wall. And if you click the unit in when you're writing the number, it'll automatically convert that to centimeters. So I can just put 1 millimeter. And there is the pewter piece. I've cleaned it out after I'm pouring it. If I come down here and double click on this tool, it'll open up that extrude I just did. Excuse me. And try to right click, edit feature. One thing I just wanted to show is that I used the word join instead of new body because I want this whole piece to be one piece. And it is. It's basically one piece. Okay, now I can just go back in and I can still click on this one. And I'm going to extrude them up and I'm going to make new bodies out of them. That way I'll be able to change the material for each one of those bodies. So I'm going to click on this one, and this one, holding shift again. But you may or may not need to hold shift. You can extrude them one at a time if you want. Click extrude, and I'm just going to come up 1 millimeter. There we go. It's joining them together, which I don't want. So I'm going to create a new body, and I'm going to click OK. So now I have the different bodies for the parts that I want to turn into resin. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's just click on this body. This is going to be the orange part. And this one's going to be the red part. Enter. And this is going to be the yellow part. All right, I can turn off the sketch because I don't need it anymore. And now I'm going to modify physical material. Okay, this brings up the physical material. I'm looking for a metal. Let's see, metal. I don't think pewter is in here. No, it isn't. But I'm just going to use silver. I can drag it to the actual body, or I can drag it over here to the browser and let go, and it will create. So now that body is made up of silver. So the other one I want to look for is not metal, is plastic. And I don't know if we have resin in here. I'm sure we can find PQ, resin, rubber. So I'm just going to use this plastic. You can test different materials, and I'm going to drag it there. I'm going to drag it here, and I'm going to drag it to this middle one. Okay. Now I'm going to close that. Material's done, and I'm going to go to modify appearance. Okay. This is the plastic. Okay. So I guess I'm going to leave this a gray, like a gray color, because that's the pewter. And then I'm going to, okay, so we have the plastic, but we need several colors of this glossy plastic. So I'm going to control click, and I'm going to duplicate so I can have 3 colors of glossy plastic. If you double click on it now, just double click on it, and it brings up the colors. I'm going to click done because I want a red. I want a yellow, and click done, and I want an orange. Okay, click done. So now I have my 3 colors, and I can drag these and color each of the bodies a different color. Okay, and I can close that. I can click the home button, and now all I need to do is obviously save it. Make sure you save it. And then I'm going to go to the render function. Ooh, it's pretty good. And if you like what you see in this version right here, you can click render. Click on local render, and just click the render button. And it starts the local rendering right away. If you want to show the back of it, let's see, like this, or maybe at bottom. maybe this. Then you could go ahead and click render again. So we're submitting our own render files. Let's say we wanted a top-down, straight-down view. Click render again. And then all of these versions you can download. It's just using the computer to make them, the lighting and the reflections, a little bit more nicer. Maybe like that version. That's good too. So this would be where you would get all your artist renderings, your 3D renderings for presenting the final design or for your final design diagrams. Okay. So I'm going to let those finish, and then I can show them to you at a later time. Thank you.